Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. Today I'm doing part 1 of my Record Store Day 2023 deep dive. There's a bunch of links down below, make sure you go check them out. There's links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for the merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music weekly playlist that we put together, and also the Patreon page. Make sure you go check all that out. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. Now that the Record Store Day list has been out for over a week, and I've had time to go over it, a few times, and, to be completely honest, it seems like every time I go over it, there's something else new on there that I feel like I missed the last time I went over it. So I kind of want to do one of these videos. It's a deep dive video. I'm going to go over 20 titles today. I'm going to do part 2 tomorrow, another 20 titles tomorrow. Kind of give you kind of a rundown of some of the stuff that I'm looking forward to, some of the stuff that I'm seeing other people talking about online, and maybe some stuff that some people are missing. So I'm going to run through the list in alphabetical order. The first two are two pretty cool looking jazz releases. The first one, this is Art Blakey live at Jazz Workshop 1970. It's going to run you around $30. This is a RSD exclusive, limited to 1,800 copies. This is all previously unreleased recordings. The cool thing is about this is it includes a QR code where you can scan the code and it has an additional almost 5 hours worth of music. So that's really kind of a cool release, especially for $30. It's not too bad. Then you got Bill Evans' Treasures, Solo, Trio, and Orchestra in Denmark. This one, those Bill Evans releases tend to be pretty pricey for a Record Store Day. This is a RSD exclusive. It's a triple LP, so remember that. 4,000 copies is going to be available, but this one's going to run you about $65. Like I said, kind of pricey, but those Bill Evans releases for RSD, tend to be pretty nice. This is a never before released collection of Bill Evans songs recorded live on Danish TV and in radio stations over the mid to late part of the 60s. I think both of those are going to be pretty good releases. I'm definitely going to pick up the Art Blakey. I'll probably wait on that Bill Evans. We'll see about that when I get to the record store, though. So off the top of my head, I don't remember Blur ever releasing an RSD title before. You can drop me a comment down below, let me know if I'm wrong. But this year they're releasing Blur Presents a Special Collector's Edition. This is a RSD exclusive. It's a double LP. 10,000 copies of this is going to be available. It's going to run you about $40. This is the first time this has ever been available on vinyl. I know back in '94 it was released as a Japan-only CD, and these are all B-sides from their first 3 albums. So if you're a Blur fan, definitely one to kind of keep your eye on. Then you've also got Dio live in Fresno in 1983. This is also a RSD exclusive double LP. There's going to be 8,000 copies of this going to be available. It's going to run you about $35. There's a ton of these live albums. It seems like this year for RSD, it seems like most of the list is either live albums or picture discs. This is one of the few live albums I'm actually considering picking up. First time it's ever been available on vinyl. This was released as part of the Holy Diver 4 CD box set. I don't remember what year that came out, but for $35, I've been a big fan of a lot of these like Dio live albums over the years, and this is actually a pretty good one. An album that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about online. I was actually kind of surprised by this one. This is Dolly Parton, the Monument Singles Collection, 1964 to 1968. It's an RSD exclusive. A little over 5,000 copies of this going to be available. It's going to run about $36. These are all A and B sides of all of her singles from when she was on Monument Records in the 60s, and they're all remastered from the original mono tapes. I'm sure this is going to sound fantastic. If you're a Dolly Parton fan, check that one out. And then you got Donna Summer, A Hot Summer Night, also being released. This is RSD first, so probably will get reissued down the line. It's a double LP on clear vinyl. It's only 2,000 copies are going to be available for RSD. This was recorded August 6, 1983 at the Pacific Amphitheater in Costa Mesa, California. And this is in celebration of the 40th anniversary of her Hard for the Money tour back in '83. So, another one of those live albums. I'm kind of hit or miss on Donna Summer, but, I'm sure some people out there are pretty excited for that one. So over the last several record store days, Elton John has been releasing a bunch of great stuff. And to be completely honest, I haven't had a whole lot of Elton John stuff in my collection until the last few years. But this year he's releasing Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. It's going to run you around $40. It's an RSD first, double LP, 4,000 copies is going to be available. And it says it's on Propeller Splatter Vinyl. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like. I haven't seen a mock-up of that one, but this is the first of his 2 albums that were released back in '73, so it's celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. I'm sorry, 50th anniversary this year. I'm losing track of what year it is, but this has hits Crocodile Rock and Daniel were the 2 like big hits off of this album. Elvis Presley is releasing Burnin' Love, the RCA rehearsals. It's going to run you around $37. It's an RSD exclusive, double LP. About 4,000 copies of this are going to be available. So they're doing this like new Elvis on tour collection, and this is part of that collection that they're doing. This is a compilation of some of the best recordings that he did during the rehearsals for his 72 U.S. tour. So over the last several record store days, the Grateful Dead have been releasing some really iconic live albums from the 70s. This year, they're released in Boston Garden, Boston, Massachusetts, May 7th, 1977. It's a RSD exclusive 5 LP set. It's going to be 9,000 copies. It's going to be available. It's going to run you about $125, which I think is kind of the going rate of what the last couple of box sets have been from them. Never been released on vinyl before. Like I said, this is widely regarded as one of the best Grateful Dead shows. You also got Joan Jett, Up Your Alley being released. This is a RSD first. A little over 2,000 copies is going to be available. It's on lemon yellow vinyl. It's going to run you about $27. This is one that I definitely have on my RSD list. I'm looking forward to getting this one. This is her 6th studio album. Featured the hit I Hate Myself for Loving You, which was a big hit when it came out. It also has Little Liars on there, and I Want to Be Your Dog. So great Joan Jett album. If you're not familiar with some of the later stuff that she did in the 80s, it's definitely a good one to check out. So one that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about online is this John Lennon Give Me Some Truth box set. It's a RSD first. It's a 10-inch box set. It's going to be super limited, though. It's only going to be 500 copies that's going to be available. So I'm sure it's going to get reissued again down the line. The Give Me Some Truth box set that came out back in 2020 is a fantastic. It was a 4 LP box set. It's one of my favorite box sets of the last several years. This 10-inch box set, though, it's going to be 9 10-inch LPs. It's going to be 4 songs on each one, so it's a total of 36 tracks. This thing's going to run you $375, though, so it's not going to be cheap. But I think I love the muted white artwork on the front of it. I like what the presentation that they're doing with this box set. Since I already have it, though, I'm definitely going to pass on that one. And then you get KITTIE Until the End, also being released this year. KITTIE's released a couple of RSD releases over the last couple of years. If you're unfamiliar with them, they're an all-female metal band from Canada. They do have some really good music. I'm not a huge fan of their stuff. I'm not a big metal fan myself, but this is a RSD first. 2,500 copies is going to be available. It's going to run you about $32. This is their 3rd studio album, so this was released back in 2004. Like I said, if you're unfamiliar with KITTIE, definitely make sure you check them out. Another one that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about online is this Macho Man Randy Savage Be a Man release. This is a RSD limited regional release, so it's only going to be released in specific parts of the U.S. This one's going to be a really hard one to grab. Only 1,000 copies is going to be available. It's on purple vinyl. It's going to run you about $35. To be completely honest, I never even knew this thing even existed. I was like, Macho Man Randy Savage released a rap album? I had no idea that. So it actually came out back in 2003. If you're unfamiliar with who Macho Man Randy Savage is, he's one of the WWE wrestlers from the 80s, early 90s. I think he did some other stuff too. He was in a movie back in the early 2000s also, but I think it was one of the Spider-Man movies he was in. But $35, if you're able to grab a copy, I think it might be kind of one of those novelty kind of record store day releases. It might be fun to listen to on occasion. And then Miles Davis has released a bunch of great record store day stuff over the last few years. This year he's releasing Turnaround, unreleased rare vinyl from On the Corner. This is a RSD first, 5,700 copies is going to be available. It's on blue vinyl. It's going to run you about $26. I think is a great price for some great Miles Davis music. You really can't go wrong if you're a jazz fan with this one. But this is the first time it's been widely available on vinyl. So for the 40th anniversary of Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue was releasing this 12-inch picture disc, Helter Skelter. It's an RSD first. Of course, it is a picture disc, so if you're not a fan of picture discs, you might want to beware on that one. 5,700 copies are going to be available. It's going to run you about $27. So, like I said, this celebrates the 40th anniversary of Shout at the Devil. It's got a Shout at the Devil side, which has Helter Skelter and Red Hot. And then it has a Too Fast for Love side, which has Live Wire and Piece of Your Action. So it's four tracks for $27. I think it's kind of a more of a novelty thing than someone's actually not going to put that on and spin it very often. But $27 isn't a bad price, I guess. Then you got Motorhead Lost Tapes Volume 4. They've released a couple of these over the last couple of record store days. This is a live show from Germany in 1984. It's a RSD exclusive double LP. A little over 2,000 copies going to be available. It's going to run you about $43 for a record store day. Motorhead, they do some great live stuff. This is one that it's available on streaming. I'll stream it before I decide to pick it up. And then what was supposed to be one of the big RSD releases last year is the Mr. Big self-titled album. It's finally coming out for Record Store Day this year. I think it was supposed to be back in, I think it was the June drop I thought it was supposed to be last year. And then it got pushed back to Record Store Day Black Friday. And actually, if you look on the Record Store Day website, it says all the Black Friday stuff still in the description for it. So it got pushed back again till this year. At least we're finally getting it for this Record Store Day. This is a RSD first. 2,500 copies are going to be available. I'm sure this will get reissued again down the line. It's their debut album from '89. It's going to run you about $38, so not a bad price. Then you've got Nina, 99 Left Balloons, 40th anniversary being released. This is an RSD exclusive. About 1,700 copies is going to be available. It's going to run you $26. This is also a picture disc. This is one that, even though it is a picture disc, I'll probably pick it up. It's the only Nina song I've ever listened to, and it's actually a really good song. So, celebrating his 40th anniversary. It's got, there's 4 tracks on there. I don't remember what the other 3 tracks are. 99 Left Balloons is really the only track, like I said, of Nina's that I've ever listened to. So, like I said, $26, I don't think it's a bad price. It seems like there's not a whole lot of rap releases this year, which is kind of surprising because the last couple of years it seemed like we were getting more and more rap for Record Store Day. This year you got Old Dirty Bastard, Return to the 36 Chambers, the dirty version. This is going to run you about $40. It's an RSD exclusive, double LP, 7,500 copies going to be available. But this is also a picture disc. This is one that I was kind of surprised by that one. And until I started looking into the description, it didn't really say anywhere that it was a picture disc. So that's a little disappointing. It's ODB's debut album back from '95. I've never listened to the whole thing, but from what I've heard or what I've heard off of it, it is a really good album. And then the last one I got on the list for today is one that I was originally really excited for because I thought it was a box set. And then I saw it was a collection, just like a greatest hits collection. And I saw the price, so I just ended up knocking it off my RSD list. But this is Our Lady Peace, collected 1994 to 2022. It's a RSD exclusive double LP on clear vinyl. 2,500 copies are going to be available. Our Lady Peace is actually the RSD ambassador for Canada this year. This is a compilation of tracks just kind of spanning their career. I'm a big Our Lady Peace fan. I've only got 2 of their albums, so I was really kind of hoping that this was going to be a box set from their career. But unfortunately, no, and it's a $50 2 LP greatest hits collection. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Like I said, this is just part 1 of my deep dive. Come back tomorrow and check out the second half. I got another 20 titles that I'm going to go over tomorrow. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a little thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. That's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.